Gotta
It's
record
not
this.
up in Kashmir, but it was in kind of in the northeast. There's sort of the Punjab. It's an area where they, I don't know, they use these turbans, the orange turbans, the Sikhs.
The Sikh, yeah.
They're
Sikh.
supposed to be pretty tough bunch of people. Then Kashmir's up to the north, and just over here a little bit to east is what they call Himachal Pradesh. It means, let's see, Hima is a snow peak. I don't know what Chal means. Pradesh is a state. So it's like a state in India, and it's northern India, and it takes in the Himalayas and a little bit of the North Country in there. So there was a trek that was led by a guy who was actually an Englishman, but was one of the few families that had stayed in India when Gonda took it over. But he was born and raised there, and he spoke, I don't know how many languages, but there were all these local dialects. Anyhow, we were right up in the front range there in a pass. It was 14,999 feet, so I had to walk a foot higher to make the 15,000. But anyhow, while we were there were a bunch of shepherds bringing goats over to a different passage, and some of them, they looked like they had on long gray underwear, but with pleated skirts on the outside. And I said to this guy, I said, "This looks like something out of ancient Greece." And he says, "It is." He says, "These people came over with Alexander the Great, and they moved into a valley about 40 miles north of where we are now. So they speak ancient Greek, they dress like ancient Greeks, they've got ancient Greek customs." I couldn't remember when Alexander the Great came over. I didn't remember my history that way. So, but I went up to one of the guys and I said, "Yasu," which means Jesus. And it's something you hear if you're in Salt Lake City eating lunch at a restaurant, a Greek place, and another Greek comes in. They all exchange Yasu with each other. But these guys had never heard of Jesus. So I found out later when I got back, I looked it up. Alexander the Great was over there 330 BC.
Oh, wow.
And these people had moved back in that valley, and he could talk to them. He didn't talk Greek, but they had some other language in common. And they talk like Alexander might be coming back in a couple of months.
Wow.
So all of this 23 centuries buried back in there, you know. They'd never heard of Jesus. So, God, that really seemed pretty strange. That was one of the most unusual encounters I think I had.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you've been